Hello everyone, this is America's most outspoken artist, LanceScurv, and I want to make this video in response to one of my most favorite YouTube channels, MannishWaise, and her address is going to be down in the section below. I want everybody to subscribe to her. I want everybody to watch her videos. She's very entertaining, very beautiful, and she brings up some very intelligent points, you know. Let's get started. See, I always got this thing about putting the pen here because it just looks so cool, you know, because this is my weapon. I'm strapped when I have this. But anyway, I wanted to respond to a video of hers that she wrote. Oh God, I'm really out of it. And I'm going to leave this right in. Okay, my mind is racing. I need some traction control, like on the Cadillacs or whatever. But I want to respond to her video that she made on jealousy. Jealousy, envy, haters, whatever you want to call it. It's an emotion that's been around for the longest time, from Cain and Abel, from back at the turn of since we've been on this earth. And she brought up some very good points, and I never thought about it the way that she presented it. She's brilliant. You gotta watch that video. And like I said, subscribe to her. She's cool people. But my take on it is that jealousy, it's a feeling of inadequacy because you're not prepared in life. You know, you don't have to look sideways when you know you have it going on and you have it all together. Most people are followers. Most people have a feeling of insecurity. Insecurity is normal to a point. Insecurity, to me, that's gone wild will spawn a hater. Meaning that, excuse me, if you don't work on yourself, if you don't have anything that you're working on that is yours and only yours, and you don't have to be the best at it, but you have to put your own unique flavor to it. How can we have restaurants all over the world that make chicken? Chicken is chicken is chicken. But what do we say? I love the way they make that chicken. They cook the chicken good. They season it. I don't know what it is, but it's those 11 herbs and spices that are a secret recipe. You know, everybody has their take on something, their own unique ability to put something into a framework and present it to the world in a unique way. And it gives you a sense of pride. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. It gives you a sense that you belong and that you're needed. And it's a signature thing. See, I love me. I don't love me in a sick, twisted way, but I do think very highly of myself. And if I can't help it if you don't think highly of yourself. Because you see this face here? I may resemble certain people, but there's never been a face exactly like mine. Now that's just on the surface, but on the inside, there's a personality. And you have to take a good feeling knowing that there's no other personality that's been in existence like yours, that is like yours, and that will ever be like yours. You have to focus on you, okay? And you won't be a hater. You won't have to look sideways. Even some of us feign confidence. You know, a lot of us work so hard at looking like the real thing, but then when you dig a little deep below the surface, there's nothing there. It's all a facade. So many of us these days work on the facade, but we don't work on the substance of the person on the inside. And therefore, when we see the real thing, we hate. Okay? That's a bad thing. But to speak of jealous people, when they're jealous of you, and just like MannishWaise brought up, she says it's something that you can probably have no control over why somebody is envious of you. If you're tall, if you're gorgeous, or if you have big muscles, a little waistline, or some type of physical attribute, or even an ability. Okay, to me, to hate, to be jealous, there's either one way that you can take it, because me personally, a lot of so-called haters would hate on me because I just don't know how to hate on somebody. I just don't know how to be jealous of anybody. My father didn't raise me that way. You see, to me, when somebody accomplishes something, whether it's to possess something external or material, that's fine. The bottom line is they may inspire me in my own way to do my thing. If somebody goes out, and she made the reference also, like going out and getting an Escalade, I'm not going to run out and get an Escalade. I mean, I might look and peek and say, man, that's a nice vehicle. I wouldn't mind having one like this. But I can't get jealous over you because you busted your behind and worked extra hours. You know, maybe I want to rest and on my days off stay home and rest so I can look young at almost 48 years old. Maybe that's my thing. Let me tell you something. Back in art school, we never got jealous of each other, but our thing was, wow, where did you get that exotic pen from? How much did it cost? Look how it writes. That was our world. So when the next guy might have been saying, you know, look at these clothes that I have or this type of car that I have, we didn't get jealous of that because that wasn't our thing. But we never got jealous of each other. We inspired each other. You see, envy is the flip side of inspiration. If a person sees you with something or achieves something and they're not inspired by that in some way, in their own way, watch them, because chances are they might harbor some type of jealousy. When you accomplish something, that's an action. That's supposed to motivate people around you to say, wow, I'm so inspired that you went and you got your degree. You know, you may not want to get a degree, but you may want to achieve the best out of yourself, to extract the best out of yourself. Life is wonderful when it's like that. To me, to accomplish, to reach out to people, to affect people with the talents that God gave me, to motivate them in a good way, that is such a good feeling. I'm not up here because I want you to see my face. I'm in the public all week driving that bus. Enough people look at me. I have a message for you. I'm trying to motivate you and leave the earth a little better than when I came into it. And I can't do it by hating somebody. I could motivate you. I could use my example and what I do from nothing to maybe motivate you to do something even greater. I love the technology. I don't depend on it, but I love the technology because what if I walked out the door and something happened to me and I'm gone? You could still partake in my essence and what kind of mindset I have and the words that I had in my heart. You know, I would have loved if this technology existed many years ago when my parents were alive. I would love to sit down and just see as an adult how they felt about certain things in this life. And this is what I hope to do with my children. You see, so it's not just about being on YouTube or being on Twitter and Facebook just because I want to. These things are documented, and I do believe they're documented for crazy, wicked reasons by the Illuminati, okay? It's another subject, okay? But the bottom line is to inspire. You know, the jealous people will be there. Pity them, because while they're hating on you, they're producing nothing. While they're hating on you, they're burning a hole in their heart. And just like MannishWaise said, it doesn't benefit them at all. It benefits nobody. You got your foot on the gas and you got your foot on the brake at the same time, and you're not leaving a mark. You're sitting here. It's like doodling in your pants. It's like going in a small closet and farting and smelling it. It's only bothering you. It's not affecting me. I'm out in the air. I'm running fast as I can, thinking, creating, motivating, doing things, affecting people, talking to people, reacting, making some difference. Somebody might email me late at night and say, listen, I have an issue that I want to hear your opinion on because of the blog that you wrote that touched me. See, those are the things you don't see. You see, so find your lane, haters. Find what it is that you do. And I understand that being a hater is like driving in a vehicle 100 miles an hour and you're probably 200 feet away from a brick wall. You don't have much time to change or stop it. But it's an emergency situation because time is flying. And I'm trying to leave my mark on the righteous way because you know what? I have to face my creator one day. And there's dirt that I've done and I'm unraveling dirt that I've done years ago. And hopefully I have enough time on this earth to make things right. You know what I mean? So I don't have time to hate on anybody. You know, but I think that that's a good video that you all should watch. It brings up a lot of points. And just the other thing that I want to say is that the more haters you have, and I don't focus on them, but it means that you're doing something right. Because if you weren't accomplishing anything, you wouldn't have the haters that you do. You see, like I said in my blog, many years ago I wrote this, and I want to add on to it, entitled The Science of Haters. Just go onto my site, www.LanceScurv.com. You'll see it below again, and I'll flash it magically on the screen. But go there and look at the blog called The Science of Haters. Okay, and it explains that in actuality, they are your invert cheerleading squad. They're rooting you on. in an invert way. That they hate you, and I wouldn't trust them, but that shows you in this negative energy that we have out in the world with so many unrighteous things going on, so many demons turned loose on the face of the earth, that if they're focusing on you, that means you're doing something effective. That means you're the real thing. Haters don't hate on something that's fraudulent. Haters don't hate on something that's fake because they can spot the fake stuff. Haters don't hate on the winos on the corner that are drinking and smoking and doing nothing with their lives. Haters don't hate on the people that the devil already has. But when they see you blazing a trail with your life in a righteous way, with what you have, creating something out of nothing, and having a little flair and personality with it, I can't apologize for that. I'm sorry. I have no control over the way I look. I have no control over the way I'm built. Yes, I do. I mean, I used to work out a lot years ago. But why focus on somebody when you have your own things inside of you that are great? We all have greatness inside of us. So for all of you who are being hated on, who have potential that's unrealized and you're hated on for no reason, realize that your hater can see the greatness that God put inside of you. And he doesn't want you to realize it. And that can come in the form of a husband, a mate, a wife, a neighbor. They're grinning, hi, how are you? And they're steady hating on you. And they're waiting for that crucial point in your life for you to be, or to ascend to the God-given destiny that you have. And at that very moment, they're going to turn on you and show their behind and show what they were made of the whole time. So you watch out for the Judases around you, because the greater you rise, the higher you rise, you have these entities who will specialize in sucking from you. And you realize, wow, you know, I'm motivated, but I feel an energy drain somewhere. Where is it coming from? It can't be him because they're my buddy. They're smiling with me. And it can't be this person, you know, because she's giving me sex. Be careful of these women who want to give you sex, men. And women, be careful of these men who want to give you sex. And if you're into other things, be careful in whoever wants to give you sex. Sex is a divine thing. And I have to say this on top of the whole hater issue, and I have to run and get out of here. But sex is a divine thing that opens up your inner self. You blend and you get soul ties. Forget the piece of paper. I'm not saying don't get married, but just even if you're not married, the process still happens. That's why we're supposed to leave those things alone until you are married, righteously, okay? But the process happens, and it'll slow you down in your quest to want to move up and do. If you ever notice when you've been with a new sex partner, and I'm talking real here, I'm not saying you're sleeping around, but you feel out of yourself for the next few days because it might have been, you say, oh, it was so good and I just feel this thing. No, they're joining on with you. You're carrying another weight. So if you have a dead weight person who you went to bed with and had sex with, it's going to weigh you down. And if they're a hater, it's going to mess your plans up. So be careful of who you go to bed with, because they could be a hater deep down. They can love you and have 10% of them that still hate you. And that hate, you feel it, you know, and you don't notice it really. It's like when you were a kid and you came home with a bunch of books and knapsack and you walked home and you didn't realize how heavy it was until you put it down. You said, man, that bag was heavy. Well, how many times have you gotten rid of dead weight negative people out of your life who may have been smiling and telling you all the right things, and the minute they're gone, you just feel so light? So haters come in different forms, and just be careful and guard your sanity, guard your motivation, protect yourself, and know that in these crucial times, just like you have the bright lights, and at nighttime the moth will come to it. Haters will see your light, and they will do their best to try to come towards you and smother out that light. Anyway, this is America's Most Outspoken Artist. Go to MannishWaise YouTube channel, subscribe, and let me hear what you have to say about this. Peace out.